Hello everyone. Today I will introduce to you the design module of the support software. First of all, you can see the operation interface on the right. The area I have now selected is some common buttons for our support operation. Contains the selection of the support type, create, modify, delete, etc. Then the following area is the support selection area. After you choose the type of support, some of its information will be displayed here. And then below is the support moving area, contains axial movement and align. And then the following area is the material of the support and the material of its subordinate parts. And then the following is some operation of the sub-support press button. When the time comes, we will explain to you later that a combination support will be mentioned. Before creating the support, we have to select the type of support. Now there are two ways. One is to click directly on this big icon. Clicking after you can see the picture of the selection, including its support type, and its shape, and its description, are all a visual interface. The second way is that there is a drop-down button here. There is a list selection. This way, it is more convenient for colleagues who are familiar with the atlas. You can directly search for the type of support to choose. For example, I search for a support GLSDW. Click the OK button. At this time, a window will pop up. The left side shows its shape. The right side is its type selection, which is gray state. The default is closed. This is because there is a system that automatically matches rules, automatically select its subtype according to the pipe diameter. Then we click the OK button. After clicking, you can see the right selection bar. It will display its type information. Turn it off. At this time, you can directly click Create button. Click on the pipe. It will be created. The creation model of our support is to let you create the shape first, see what the shape and structure are like, and then move. At this time, we will use quick alignment. For example, if I want to align this beam, click. Then it will move over. The support is composed of two parts. One is the logical support data. It is mainly to store information on the isometric drawing. When the time comes, its number and material description will be displayed in the isometric drawing. The second is its physical support shape. It will display material information. You can see the material list in the lower right corner will contain the material description of this support and the material description of the parts. After seeing the new, there is a corresponding deletion. Can be directly clicked. And then click the Yes button. It will be deleted. Withdrawn. Aligned again. The way I just used is Quick Align. It is a very commonly used shortcut button, so we put it here. In fact, there are some other ways to move. Just mentioned to you. Axial movement. You can see. For colleagues familiar with pipeline modeling, they move in the same way. Here. To show you. Create a new support. Spool is relative to the support data and the end face of the pipe fitting. Distance is the eta relative to the pipe fitting. The distance of the center point. Offset is relative to its own movement. Then we can click on this track eta. Select the model and track eta. Take a look at the flow direction in its directory tree. Then select. At this time, we can move. For example, move 500. Then it will move over. it will have a preview position in advance. I don't know if you have paid attention. Then move yourself 500. One thing I want to tell you here is the function of our support. Take the support on the right and the support on the left. You can see their position in the directory tree. If I move the right support to the left, then will the position in the directory tree be adjusted? Move distance. You see it will be automatically adjusted. This is the support software's automatic error correction function. You don't need to manually change it. After talking about the axial movement, this is also an alignment. This way is to click on the pipe to move. This way is more rough. It is to get the position of the click pipe, so we rarely use it. And the second is the center alignment. It is the same as the fast alignment we just said. The above is its shortcut key. The following is to mention to you. It is an interactive click. You can capture the dot line of the support in this way to make it align. For example, select a dot line way. And then, I want this point on the right of the left support to align this line on the right support. You see it moves over like this. And then we go on to say that it is under the new button. There is also a drop-down arrow. I just said it's to create a support. In fact, it also has a continuous rapid creation, and that sub-supports continuous rapid creation. Here to show you, you can see we have several pipes with different diameters and need to create the same support. You can use this function to click directly on the pipe. Then it will be created. Finally, press ESC to exit. The same corresponds to the deletion here. There is also a drop-down button. There is batch deletion button. Then you can delete the support you just created in batches. Pointing it will be highlighted. If you don't want to delete it, click on the support again. Then it will not be deleted. Finally, press ESC to exit. Next, let me explain to you the combination support. First of all, we create a pipe support. And then select a support that needs to be combined. Section steel support. Door support. Then we can select this. Add sub-support button. So that it forms a combination shelf. The same goes for here. Delete sub-support button. If you directly select this sub-support, but you click on this delete button, you can see it will select our entire support. After you click Yes button, it will delete the entire support. I'll add it again. So at this time, we need to select this deleted sub-support to delete it separately. We can see the support we created. It is not a height that matches our ground. It is the default height. So first, we need to adjust the height of it. Click Modify. There are some parameters in this one-to-one correspondence. Then you can modify its height according to the prompt. And then, its height. We can select this small hand capture key. It can capture the ground in the model. To directly generate its height, you don't have to calculate the value and enter it again. After we click directly, hold down the left mouse button to the ground in the selected model. It will present a parallelogram. Then release the left mouse button. You see its height. It will be captured and calculated directly for you. The same way. Adjust this board again. Then its height has been adjusted. Speaking of sub-supports, this will also tell you about it. It is the button of some of its sub-supports. This renaming we basically rarely use. It is to simply name its individual name as something else. We generally default to automatic naming rules. And then this setting of the main support. It is that our two supports can cut back and forth. For example, the main support is now the pipe support. Then you can set this gantry support as the main bracket as well. When we delete this pipe support, we must use the delete sub-support button. This is also a one-to-one correspondence. You can click this delete the sub-support button, and then you can take a look. I don't know if you have noticed, when we delete the sub-support pipe support, its height will also be automatically adjusted for you, instead of the overall height to lift up. Its ground position is also close to the ground. And then withdrawn. The next one is to move the sub-support. For example, this portal. Its position is a little left. If there is also a pipe support on the right, it should be a little to the right. Then move it. Move the entire gantry support to the Y direction for 200. The next one is the rotating sub-support. You can rotate the coordinate axis. This also has a hint. You can see. And then rotate the angle to adjust its direction. Next, you can be next to this. I'll create a pipe support for everyone. At this time, we don't need to reselect the type of pipe support. We only need to select the model of the existing support. Click this to get the selection button. Finally, click the OK button so that you can create a new. It will reduce the repetitive actions of the type you choose. You see it forms a combination support like this. And then the next to tell you about is the clear mark. You see that there is a size mark here. Then we can clear it. The next, what I want to talk about to everyone is show support and hide support. For example, this pipe, after selection we can directly hide or show. This is especially suitable when we only have one pipe to pull. And then show support is very convenient, because our support model, it is in the support zone, not with the pipe zone. So we can adjust it by hiding it or showing it. This interface is basically explained to you. The next operation is in our editing module. Here to show you some batch and copy operations. First, I'll show you about continuous copy. Let's select the support that needs to be copied. Click the continuous copy button. Then you can directly click on the pipe. You can copy the support out on top of the pipe of the same diameter where you clicked. There are also batch and quick copy. Quick copy. To show you. This is the pipe support. At this time, it can be selected by a certain structure, such as the beam I selected, then it will copy a support in the center alignment of our beam. Then we can press the ESC key to exit. You can see, in this way, it is possible to create a support that aligns the position of the beam. Enter its fixed span. How many beams are spaced? How many supports are on the beam? This way to batch copy. Then we also click on this support, located to its center. You can see that it's going downstream. Calculate its distance and the number of supports in advance. You can see there will be a place to create a preview of the support. Click copy. It will be copied at such a fixed distance. Enter the number of supports. Then you can also see the support copied in our directory tree is named automatically. This is because in the configuration of the software, there is a naming rule. Here example. It is the default naming method of the software. The support will be named according to the naming rules. You can also change its connector, serial number digits, and use expressions, or change its prefix and suffix. To set different naming rules according to your needs, and then the default settings here do not need to be changed. For example, here to PT, we create a support. You can see that our newly created support is named according to this naming method. Finally, in our project, the naming method of the support should be set to be unified. So before the designer adds the support, you need to make some settings. First of all, each designer set different naming rules in order to avoid everyone having the same name. Because it is a naming rule, if the naming is different, you need to use batch management for batch operations and unify all the supports into a naming rule. Then we can operate. At this time we can directly select the zone or site where the pipe is located. Load the support. Load all the supports. Then we select all and right-click to rename. You can see all the supports are all renamed according to the naming rules. And then this is what we mentioned as batch operations and copy. In fact, because there is a certain correlation between our attr and the support model, it is that the support model follows the attr. As long as we move the attr or copy the attr, then the support model will also move or copy. Copy 2. Copy this pipe. You can see it on the pipe because attr was copied. Then its support model was also copied, and you can take a look. They are all automatically named. If I delete this pipe directly, Then all ETA will also be deleted. Then the corresponding support model will be deleted. And the same movement will be the same. These are not limited to the operation of our support software. The next I want to tell you is that the axial rotation 90 degrees. This is its own rotation of 90 degrees, you can see. And then the next one is rotation alignment. For example, we create a T-support. After creating it, the angle of the T-support is the default, and we need to align the device. The pipe may be irregularly angled relative to the device. So at this time, you can use this rotation alignment. You can see it can be aligned directly. Then you can add notes. There may be some information. You may want to add notes. Write a description for it, and make a note. Then we can add notes. Or we can also add multiple notes, so that it will display on our isometric drawings. If you want to display the information that will be mentioned later in the support report, then you can use the notes management to add the note we just added to the properties of the support. Delimiters use semicolons, attribute for the description. Then the support report can extract the properties of the support, and then you can display its notes. Let's write. Take a look at it again. You can see the function of editing the module. That's basically this. Finally, I will mention it to you. This is also a configuration. Before I mentioned to you about the setting of the naming rule. There is also a display of isometric drawing below. The default is to display its serial number. It is the serial number edited before. You can also let it display its material description, or not display it. And then there is another one, that is the zone where the support model is stored. It's the pipe zone where the support settings were created at the beginning, corresponding to a support zone. Then it is here. You can make changes to the pipe site or the pipe zone. For example, here I create a zone. Then we can select the zone that we need to change to. Store the support model. Then we select it again. You can see it and change it. Then let's save it. Create another support. You see it will be here. That's all for this module.